I have 7:01. We are going to call the White Bear Township Town Board meeting for May 4th, 2026 to order. First item on the agenda is the agenda. Patrick?
Yes, Mr. Chair, if it pleases the board, under consent agenda, please add items 5H and 5I. We have completed our hiring process for a couple of Public Works employees.
All right, board of anything?
Nothing.
No. Move to approve the amended agenda?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
That motion passes. Item 3 is approval of payment of the bills. You signed, Steve?
I signed off. Move to approve payment of the bills.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
That motion passes. All right, then we have approval of the prior minutes from April 20th. Anybody have any changes?
I do not.
I saw none. Move to approve the minutes from the prior meeting.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, item 5, consent agenda. I think we're going to pull a couple of these. I would like to pull 5D, which is the Police Week proclamation.
I would like to pull 5F and 5G.
And I'm fine with everything else.
All right, I need a motion to approve the remaining consent agenda.
Second?
I never made the motion.
Oh, sorry. I'm reading.
So moved.
Okay, second.
Second.
All right, motion's made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we're going to go to item consent agenda, Police Week proclamation. The reason I wanted to pull this is because I think it's very important to the residents to understand. The police have quite a tough job these days, and I would like to formally thank them for the services they provide. This is for the week of May 11th through the 16th of this year. It's a resolution recognizing that. And I'd just like thank you for your service. Steve, Beth, want anything?
No, I
right.
agree with you.
So I need a motion to approve that.
Move to approve the resolution?
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right, then we're going to discuss item F. This is the Bald Eagle Yacht Club.
Yes. So, Mr. Chair, the only reason I'm pulling this is because of it has to do with their annual certification for the work, or the performances they do on Bald Eagle. The insurance certificate is not valid as it relates to the entire season that they are requesting, and they've had this issue in the past. So what I'm asking by part of this motion is that the amended certificate of liability insurance be provided to the township when their current certificate expires on June 2nd, 2026, to cover the period from June until the end of the season, which I believe is September.
It was September 30th they went with.
June 2nd to September, or into September?
Yeah,
They went with September 30th, I thought, Patrick.
Got it. Okay.
because the current certificate is from June 2nd of 2025 to June 2nd of 2026, so it will hardly cover the season. So I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed?
I'm sorry, Mr. Chair, do you want to pass that subsequent to them amending their insurance so that it is ready
Yes,
to
that
go?
was my motion,
That was-
yes.
yeah.
All right.
So they'll amend it to provide that to the town.
So we're passing it?
We're
Yeah,
passing
as
it,
long as they,
Got it. Okay.
yes.
All right, moving on then. Oh, I'm sorry. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right, that motion passes. All right, then item G, this is the Park 35 Trail modification request.
Yes, I wanted that pulled just for a little discussion by someone as to what this modification really entails for the Park 35E project.
So Larry and I had a conversation or a phone conference with Andrew, the township planner, as well as the chief engineer for Endeavor about slightly moving the trail. And according to the developer's agreement, there's language in there where if there is a change that's considered to be minor enough by the township engineer, it would be allowed to happen without having to go through the rest of the approval process. Larry, do you want to talk about that a little bit for a minute?
Yeah, the trail shift is related to the area between, on the north end, where it abuts the residential homes on the north. And it just shifts it just 10 feet or 10 to 20 feet closer to the building, so to the new buildings. And so it provides a little more buffering space between the residents.
So it has no negative effect really for the residents, is a positive?
It is really minor because
Yeah.
part of it is it's just it's on the same alignment, just shifts slightly, and then at its max, it's maybe 10 feet.
Okay.
Was there some discussion then? I know the residents were looking at having some of the trees swapped, the taller ones down.
Preserve some trees. there.
But there was a talk about swapping the taller trees to the shorter ones.
Yeah, and this is just related to the trail location.
But I think that was part of the trail, wasn't it, Beth?
No, that was part, on top of the, that brick wall. That was for part of the screening for when the,
But I thought they wanted the shorter trees taken off the trail and the taller trees put on top. Am I missing that? I thought that was part of
I don't
their,
remember that being part of it.
I remember it as being, to buffer from the trucks going by was my recollection. But we can check on it.
okay, well,
I mean, we still have to work on landscaping with them. And
and maybe that's what it was
I
under,
think
not the
that's-
trail itself.
Yeah, I think that's where that was
All right.
going to be discussed. This is just the trail change, and I just wanted to have a little more information on it, so
Yeah, and
I'm
we'll have
satisfied.
to revise the easements, the trail location easements. But
Okay.
I think they're just looking, they have their contractor on site to move forward with grading, and we can amend the easements as we go.
And plus too, I still believe Endeavor is still in direct communication with the neighbors.
I don't know that for sure.
Yeah. I know there is communication between at least one
Okay.
neighbor and Endeavor.
And I'm pretty much sure that gets around the neighborhood, so.
And Endeavor said they were doing this to be better neighbors.
Really?
So based on that, based on the town engineer review and recommendations, I'll move to approve the minor trail easement modification update dated May 1, 2026.
I'll second.
Motion's made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, that motion carries. All right, moving on, item 6, old business. This is the Three Oaks Homeowners Association grant project?
We got two more consent. Did we do those?
Oh, we added those.
Yeah, we added those in there.
All done. Okay. Sorry.
Were the utility bonds you're talking?
No, the
Sorry.
employment.
Okay.
All right, now can we go to 6A?
Yes, sir.
All right, Patrick, you going to cover this, or Larry, you going to do this?
I got it. This is following up to a discussion that the board had back in November regarding a grant that's being pursued by the Three Oaks Homeowners Association to provide some sound coverage with trees being added along the property there. And the board had questions about where exactly these trees were going to go. And luckily enough, we have representatives here today who are going to speak to us about that. Steve and Jerry, if you guys want to come on up.
Yeah, we'll just need your name and address for the record.
Good afternoon. My name is Steve Poucher, 1113 Mohegan Lane, and I am a resident. I'm also part of a committee, like a subcommittee of the HOA, the Three Oaks HOA. And Jerry is also in the neighborhood, and he's on the board for the HOA, just in the event that there's a board question that would come up. So back a year ago, we were just doing what we could to mitigate sound from 35 and Centerville. And we know it's a new neighborhood. I talked to some of the engineers with the state, and I actually had a previous conversation with one of the engineers because I lived across near Highway 10. And so I have a contact, Natalie, what's her last name? Reese. Anyway, she guided me on different ways. Since they're not going to build a wall, a sound wall, she said, why don't you consider applying for a community roadside landscape project with the state? And I said, great, how do I do that? So she put me in touch with multiple people. At the state, there was a person, his name was Tom Carroll. Tom and I talked to extent at this, and he said, you'll be best off getting support of the 100% of the HOA, our HOA, and getting support from the town. And so what we're looking for is you to say, yeah, it's a great idea, let's go forward with it. So what we're doing is we are looking at putting trees along the east side of the property. When I say the property, the HOA property, it's wetlands, and there's kind of a flat vacant area behind one of the homes along Peterson and Mohegan Lane. Currently, the the developers of the homes put about 200 feet of trees, 150 feet of trees. What we're proposing is extending that tree line all the way to the end of the property, which would be about 400 feet. And so it would naturalize the area, it would cut down on noise, it would beautify the area, and, you know, I think it's a win-win for everybody. I looked at the concerns that you might have as far as like right-of-ways and easements and all that. We just follow whatever your restrictions would be to put that in. And so if you approve it or support it, then we will go forward with the application to the state in order to get to the next step. Now, we're getting more details on whether it's a true grant or if it's like a reimbursement plan. We'll work out those details. If we get your support, we'll try and either fund it directly, or maybe you guys will help us, or, you know, depending upon what actually happens. So, questions?
Beth?
You know, when you're doing your trees, try and stay away from a monoculture, because if there's a disease, it'll take everything out. So if you've got a little bit of,
Easily.
yes,
Great idea. And, you know, we don't know what kind of money we were talking about with the grant. We're probably talking starting with like a, 6-foot tree. But those 6-foot trees will grow up. But I like that idea.
the smaller ones grow
Blend it.
faster, because when you put in big ones, they have transplant shock.
Yes.
So actually, if you put in a smaller one, it'll be as big as the bigger one in 3 years. So you're,
Good point. And we may work with you on, connecting with, Arborator, or, to
University of Minnesota's got great, they'll answer any questions you want, but it's just that, when you watch them, like you watched all the oaks go down, you watch the, elms and stuff, don't plant all the same thing.
that's a great idea. And the variety is nice too.
Yeah.
We don't want it to look like a row of trees.
Yeah.
So great idea. Other questions?
I think you addressed it because I was concerned whether, if you knew where if you were in our right-of-ways, because, it's township property, we don't want to,
Right.
don't want to be in the middle of that, plus someday, hopefully, that road will get finished
Right.
back further.
Well, there
connected
are
to something,
trees
so-
that we're just continuing that line.
Yeah.
So those trees are already, in the, hopefully the right spot.
Mm-hmm.
So we would follow that general line and stay within the right of way or outside of the right of way.
But as far as township assistance, we at Township, we have a tree purchase program that residents have been using.
Yes.
And staff member has been quite involved in it, Jamie, and she might be a good resource to at least help you with some varieties on the trees and
I love that.
some
Perfect.
opportunities where you can purchase them.
Yes.
So reach out to her in the township
If you guys want
office.
to get a hold of me, I can pass
Yeah.
it to Jamie.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
No, I think it's a great idea.
Well, it's a win-win, we feel. And whether we're going to get a whole lot of sound mitigation out of it or not, but it certainly can't hurt.
I saw an article some time ago that said it takes 100 feet of landscaping to do the same thing as a sound wall.
Okay, interesting.
So,
Interesting.
but it might, and plus too, I've seen a lot of future plans for the 5 acres across from you there.
Yeah.
And it involves cul-de-sacs, maybe extension of Providence coming down. So you're probably going to lose what little bit of buffering is down by the freeway now.
Yes.
But I still don't think that would generate them to put a sound wall up either.
Well, and we asked for sound wall, and they said the freeway was there first, you're there second. It's low on our list to do it.
The only thing I'm concerned about is that road does meander. I don't remember exactly. When we did Peterson Road 3-4 years ago, down at the end, I think the road right away gets really skewed. And you might be able to get Larry to involve, because I hate to see you go through all this, put trees in, and we come along, tear the road up and put sewer down there, and you lose them all. So it's going to be very important exactly where you spot them. And it looks like if you have to spot them out of the right of way, you're going to be involved with either Balamo or the DNR.
Okay. Well, we did provide a map with pretty specific area we're looking at. And I believe that the property for the association ends before that meandering takes place of the road, but I can work with Larry.
You're going to have to, if this does really go through, you're going to have to really be accurate on exactly where the right of way is, so.
Yeah.
Well, the way I envision it, once we secure a plan and then hopefully an approval, then we'll probably plot it out, lay it out, and, probably let you know, or have Pat come out and check it out or something.
All right.
But yeah, we're just really looking for your support and are excited to move the project. One thing that we might need is water, because I think the first year is going to be critical. And if you guys are watering other grasses or things you will put in, if you would drive down that road and just hit it with water, I don't know. We were trying to think of how we would water it.
We avoid entering private property. And so.
That would be from the road.
Well, yeah.
But we're trying to you're asking us to maintain your private
Yeah,
property.
and that's.
Plan B, Steve, would be, we have irrigation system throughout the HOA. We could tap into that temporarily, we considered, to water the trees for a year. Because it's on a timer.
Also, water bags work quite well too.
Exactly.
Alligator
And I think
bags.
we'll get guidance from the university or whoever,
Well, aren't there those bags that you guys put them in the park? I thought I saw them so that they could, you could fill them with.
Yeah, they are.
with water.
They're
Yeah.
alligator bags or water bags, I think
Yeah.
they call them.
Yeah, I've seen them, so I know
Yeah.
exactly.
There
what
are
you're talking
options.
about. But other questions or?
No.
No, I don't think the town has a problem with the actual proposal. I just, like I said, I would hate to see you get all this done and, heaven forbid, 3 years down the road when them trees are starting to look pretty good.
Yeah.
That road gets developed. It's the last dirt road in the county.
Oh,
So eventually it's going to get done.
yeah, okay. Well, it's good, information for us too.
This is a good project. The board.
And we're not gonna be developing anything on our side, it's all, just common property.
Yeah, I like it. It's good. It's
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
All right, do we need a formal motion on this, Patrick?
Yeah, we probably should. Originally, a motion was asked for, so just looking for support.
I'll make a motion to, based on town engineer recommendation, approve the, oh, that's the wrong one. Just support for the project as outlined in, of Three Oaks Homeowners Association project for tree planting.
I'll second.
Motion's made in second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, good luck, guys.
Thanks, guys.
In fact, you have maps and other things.
Yep, we got it.
All right, moving on. Item 6B, the preventative maintenance or management plan. That you, Larry?
Yes, pavement management plan, this is pavement management we've been looking at since 2018. We've been reviewing our pavement ratings and updating our plans as we go. And this is the year to do it again. We've done it every 3 to 4 years. So I recycled this presentation. We also talked at the March executive meeting with the tentative transportation plan. That's before you tonight. And in your packet, you have the pavement management plan itself, but I'm going to just run through some of the highlights here for you and for the viewing public. So our pavement management plan, we plan for maintenance activities, improvements to prolong the life of the street, trying to get every year out of that street that we can. Trying to ensure residents receive the best return on investment for those costly street improvements. Provide safe streets, preserve property values, and complete the right improvement at the right time is the key. So you've seen this before, but for the audience, streets deteriorate for a number of reasons, primarily drainage. Drainage paired with freezing and thawing cycles, water gets into the cracks under the street and moves the materials beneath the street and breaks them up further. Certainly the soil underneath the street is a factor. If there's poor soils, not free draining soils, they can tend to move more than streets with, say, sand or a free draining material underneath. Some of the streets that were originally constructed may not have been constructed to a standard that we designed to today. And then traffic volumes. If there's heavier traffic volumes, that can lead to damage of the road as well, or heavier traffic. And time. Time is a factor. It breaks down the pavement materials over time. Again, those weather freeze thaw cycles, and if there's a lot of utility changes in the street, water main break perhaps, or if there's other fiber going through that they need to patch and the street, it can lead to some uneven pavements that way too. So the townships evaluates their streets on a scale of 0 to 5, and it includes, and it's in the packet here, but that it includes a review of the general structural condition, the uniformity, and the weathering. And so we rate the streets every 3 years to determine how they're performing. And the township average streets for all 42 miles of streets at the moment, our 2025 review is 3.44. And I'll go through that in a second. Our overall goal is to be within 3.4 to 3.6. Prefer like to be even better than that, but that's really our goal, is to be between the 3.4 and 3.6. As a reminder, streets that are in the below that 2.2 category should be considered for larger improvements, more expensive improvements, like a reconstruction or a reclamation project. And streets that are between 2.2 and 3.25, you can consider for mill and overlay. So streets generally degrade the moment you install them, and it degrades on a curve. So we start at a rating of 5, and over time it just slowly goes down, back down to 0. What we're trying to do, and this is maybe difficult to understand right away, but if you follow the red line, that's that curve I just showed you. If we do nothing to the streets, they degrade over time, perhaps 30 years, and you have some really poor streets. But if we follow the blue curve and do strategic investment in seal coating and crack sealing, maybe do a mill and overlay at year 20 to 25, and then do that same regiment of seal coats, crack sealing, and then in another 20 years do another mill and overlay, you can extend that life from that 30 years to 60 years. And by following that blue curve, it results in overall costs over those 60 years of 30% savings. So I want to just kind of go back in time to when we started evaluating this in 2018. Our overall network rating was 3.4, and we invested in street improvements between that point in time to 2021, and because of continued degradation of the system overall, we weren't keeping pace with that degradation, and our rating actually went down to 3.3. Oops, there we go. And so 2025, I'm happy to report we've trended back upward. We're 3.44 with our ratings in 2025. And what is notable is our green, which is at above that 3.25, improved by 2 miles. Our red, which is our below that 2.2 rating, reduced by 2 miles. So we kind of swapped some green for some red. The yellow held constant. We did improvements in the yellow, but other roadways fell into the yellow over that time. This is a map showing our system as a whole. It doesn't show up very well. We have now all this in our GIS system, and I took a screenshot of it. It doesn't really show up here very well here on the screen. But so the green you can see is those streets above that 3.25. The yellow is between that 2.2 and 3.25, and the red, or it's kind of orangish here, is below that 2.2. And so you can see some of the streets we have in our plans for this year are in that red category. They would, after this year, if the project moves forward, go back up to a 5. You can see some other areas that were green last time we did the evaluation are now falling into that yellow category up in Meadowview and Jonquil area, and some others as well. You can see some of the improvements we made since that time. The Mallard Ponds is now all green or up at that 5 mark, and as well as some of the other improvements we've done since 2021. This is the lower, the southern part of the township. You can see the Oakmead area is starting to see some areas that are falling into yellow. This is all, southeast area is all pretty new. So we looked at the entire network, and I kind of just touched on currently 8 miles of streets are between that 2.2 to 3.25. 9 miles fell below that 2.2 rating. So we put together a plan. Actually, before I get to that, when you have 42 miles of street, and you just take 60 years and divide it by the cost of improvements, it means that we should be spending $3.8 million per year in today's dollars to keep up, just to keep steady with that 3.44 rating overall. So we took a look at the streets, and we are proposing a 10-year plan to improve the streets. And you can see it's color coded by year. The red is 2026. We've got the Anderley area that are out for bids right now. We have the Bloom Road project over here off Portland. Next year, we have in our plan the Cottage Prospect area north of H2. Purple after that, the Hoxie area. Then 2029, the blue. And then we have a 3-year, there's a lot of street mileage in the Jonquil Meadowview area. So that's a 3-year program. We put that all as one color over 3 years because we haven't dissected where we want to start with that project yet. But that's a 3-year program from 2030 to 2032. Light blue, the Overlake area in 2023 or 2033, 2034, and then this purple area in 2035. In this version of our pavement management plan, we anticipated inflation, which we didn't with the last time, which is part of the problem we had with the last plan because inflation was making it so we couldn't afford all the projects we had in our original our plan from 3 years ago or 4 years ago. So we included we did some calculations to determine an inflation factor for the different types of improvements that we would do. And then we applied that to the 10-year plan, the projects I showed on the map. And
Everybody can see that, right?
yeah, I know it's tough, but it includes roughly $4.4 million per year on average. Some years it's around $3 million, other years it's over $5 million. Just trying to keep the projects to make sense with organizing neighborhoods for these improvements for efficiency. And so on average, $4.4 million over, and then so for 10 years, it's a $44 million investment for the street network as a part of the plan. So our next steps, we're looking for town board approval of the pavement management plan as well as the transportation improvement plan. And that helps us to communicate with residents when those planned street improvement projects will occur. It helps with discussions when we get calls. When is this project really going to happen? I think we've done a better job now with inflation to really understand what and when these projects could occur and that we could plan for that. And then also be posted on the website for people if they are interested to find when their street is going to be improved. And then this is kind of one of the first steps in our capital improvement planning for this cycle of our capital improvement plans. We can plug these numbers into our capital improvement plan with this year's capital improvement plan cycle. That's all I have for you today. And we'd look for any comments you might have or approval of these plans.
So in 10 years, we get like a 20-year reprieve? Is that how it works?
Wish it was that easy.
Yeah, it was hopeful.
No, it sounds like it's well thought out. I know you've spent time. Very nice. Brought the sizzle.
Steve?
Well, this, if you look at the master plans for the township, it's, people want a nice place to live, and it's necessary. And the longer you kick it down the road, the worse it was. And that's why in 2018, I believe we put together the original plans to have this pavement management process. And yes, there has been some adjustments, but, I think it says well for what we're facing. For the general public, when you said we got more detailed road construction, mill and overlay in a nutshell is what?
Yeah. So mill and overlay is we do cores of the pavement to see if the bituminous beneath, the asphalt beneath the surface still has structural integrity, and we can mill off or grind off the top layer 1.5 inches to 2 inches, and then it has enough strength below that to place a new layer on top of that and cap off the roadway to seal it from further degradation. That's the mill and overlay.
Yep, and then the reconstruction is taking it all out, including what's way underneath and redoing.
Yeah.
In a nutshell.
That's the more costly improvement. That's where we're getting into those 9 miles in the red that are below that 2.2 rating. And those and that work, we've been trying to do reclamation projects where we grind and mix the asphalt, the existing asphalt, with the base underneath to provide a new foundation for the roadway. That has saved us dollars in import and export materials.
And the part of each one of these projects, if there's infrastructure, sewer, water adjustments need to be done, that's all included in that. And we also decided we're doing curb and gutter, correct?
Yes.
As part of these?
Curb and gutter is anytime we're doing a reconstruction where either if it has curb and gutter, we're replacing parts of that curb and gutter that are damaged or settling. If it doesn't have curb and gutter, we're adding that curb and gutter because, as I mentioned, the control of water is the water is the enemy of the street. We're trying to drain that water to the curb, get it to catch basins that can get it off the street.
And to be fair to all residents, the timeline of when certain streets are being done is tentative because it can be moved backwards depending on other projects or increased costs, or it could be postponed because of costs.
Right, and that's what we did this year.
Okay.
Rick, can I ask you a quick question? How do you treat the alleys? Because we've got a lot of alleys, especially in the older part of town. How are you treating them with regard to the curb and gutter?
They're part of the street network. Alleys might be different. A lot of times alleys can be inverted. Mm-hmm. And so you have the water drain to the center and getting out. Sometimes you can do that with alleys, but they're evaluated just the same as any street.
So would you put in maybe ribbon gutters instead of the bump up ones?
You could.
I'm just curious to even put in gutters just because it's so squeezy and,
Yeah. It's going to be a case-by-case basis. Those alleys are generally narrower.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Well, I know the board has to struggle with this every year on our budget. And when we look at $4 million a year just for roads, that's a program where we have to really educate the public because it's expensive. And our levies keep going up. A lot of it's got to do with road improvements. But we also can't have pot-ridden holes around the town either. I mean, it does appreciate or make your properties more valuable. No one wants to live in the, if you want to live in the road to Beirut, you can move there, but, we take pride in our roads, but this is a tough one to swallow, but we made that conscious decision back when we started this, only because the longer we push this thing down the road, no pun intended, the worse it's going to get for us, so I think we have a plan, and like I said, some years, maybe we got to curtail it and push them back a little just to keep the budget within means, but,
The board did that this year.
right. And some years, it's going to catch up to us where it's going to be a tough one to swallow for a year.
Going to that point, he mentioned this, I call it Outer Hills up there. It's a 3-year project. To do it all in 1 year, that's estimated it's over $12 million. Well, that's more than we could
Yeah.
afford to bite off in 1 year. So I think it's prudent to spread it out over 3 years so it stays in that $4 million range. So, appreciate it.
I had this graphic last time, 3 years ago when we were talking. Really, when you're talking about bonding and adding to the tax levy, it's really, if you do this consistently 10 years, you have bonds that are dropping off when you're adding new ones. So it's really the first 10 years that are most painful because you're adding to the levy. But once you do these projects for 10 years, you have bonds that you started 10 years ago are dropping off while new ones are coming on. So,
Well, that makes me feel much better, Larry.
Well,
And always at the same interest rate.
Yeah, right.
well, one thing the township should be happy about is that our bond rating, because of our fiscal responsibility, is quite high.
Very high. It's
And
one step
so,
below the highest you can get.
so we get a really good rate when we do have to borrow money compared to what it could be.
Right, any other questions of Lair?
Nope.
I'd be looking for a motion to approve the payment management plan.
I'll make a motion based on the town engineer's review and recommendations, approve the pavement management plan updated, dated April 29th, 26. Do we want to do them separately or both of them together?
And the proposed,
And the proposed transportation improvement plan?
We can do them, we can do them in one, can't we?
pretty
Larry?
thorough.
Yeah, okay. All
That's my motion.
Okay, I'll second.
right, motion made second, all in favor?
Aye.
And that motion passes. All right, item 7 is public hearing, we have none, so we'll move to 8A. This is the Ramsey County Economic Development Authority.
Yes, Mr. Chair, I wanted to point out before we get into this at all, in your staff memo, there's correspondence there coming straight from Ramsey County. It's on page 276 of 280. I want you to head down to the third paragraph of that memo. And I want to draw your attention immediately to the first question, which I'm sure you would ask. While the legislation allowed for the creation of the Ramsey County Economic Development Authority, or EDA, it outlined 2 important conditions. The EDA will have no taxing authority, Mr. Chair. You're welcome.
Yeah, okay, well, every time I see this come up with any kind of Ramsey County new program, it just seems like this one's really redundant. I don't know.
So basically, the way I understand this, and there is really no responsibility to the township other than opting in under this resolution that's been attached, but the way I understand this is that this is mostly administrative advocacy. There's no direct dollars from this program going to businesses for economic development, but they have staff and resources to help our businesses find that funding. It's not asking for money. There's no taxing authority. And in my opinion, the most important question that I asked Josh, who was the EDA director there, was would the township be able to maintain its independence in the projects that it decides to pursue? And yes, absolutely.
Steve, questions, comments?
Nope, I think he explained it. So all they're looking for is support?
Yep, support, opt in as supporting this program, and then at that point we get access to, like I said, this administrative advocacy coming from Ramsey County.
Do we know what the ultimate benefit, Are our business people aware of this, and is there any feedback?
That will start to come out into the community. Right now, they're getting as many of these communities to opt in as they can.
Yeah, because they have a list here of
Yeah.
all the things that it seems like they're already talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, to me, it's just another bureaucracy loaded on top of what they already have. They have the improved capacity of business support organization, the expand technical assistance service off to businesses, create the new cohort-based learning opportunities, establish data gathering, research, and reporting capabilities. They provide direct support. All these things they already have sounds like economic development.
Maybe it's just consolidating.
You know, this is the county doing its best to make this more complicated, I think. Why don't they work on our property taxes?
Okay.
I would rather see that than support this.
Well, it seems like a lot of busy work, quite frankly, but
Yeah, but it's busy work that the county can perform on our behalf rather than us having to do it.
I'd be curious to know what the business community says, but
Yeah.
if it helps them, I guess I'd be okay with
And
it.
that's the thing. I mean, if the board finds that there's no value to the township after being a member for some time, there's really no penalty for us backing out.
Okay.
So I figured it would be a good opportunity to give it a shot.
We're going to stay in touch with the businesses to see how they feel.
Sure. Yep.
Seems like that'd be a way to read, you know.
The first attempt to communicate, I'd like to see what the impact is with our businesses. Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Thanks, Pat.
All right, any other questions or comments? Hearing none. What's the board's pleasure?
Well, all we're asked to do is approve the resolution in support of the Ramsey County Economic Development Authority. I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Motion's made second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? I'm going to throw a nay in this one. I don't feel comfortable with anything Ramsey County does.
And I'm shocked. But thank you.
Actually, this is the guy I would have thought would have had a problem with.
No, it isn't. No, it's not one of my pet projects.
No.
All right, moving on. 8B, the May and June executive session changes.
Yes, Mr. Chair. So we did have, we thought that Chad was going to have a conflict with the May executive session on the 22nd. Sounds like he is not. He is going to be fully available for that meeting. But we are asking to move it to the old Township Hall rather than at the administrative offices, just to mix things up. So we're going to move that to the Township Hall. June executive session change dates. This one's a little more complicated.
Wait, sticks with the May one for just a minute, because I thought the chair had an issue.
Oh,
Yeah, because I can't make that one.
you can't?
That's the Memorial Day weekend.
That's correct.
Okay, do you want to do it the weekend after? That's fine.
You're on the 29th. You're going to be gone still.
Well, the 29th would work, because that one, actually, how come that wasn't on the 4th? Oh, no, there's five.
There's 5.
5.
Okay.
Let's do
Okay,
it.
so you want
Yeah, if we
to-
can move to the 29th, that would
29th?
help me out. Otherwise, I'm not going to
fine.
be here.
Okay.
I can do that.
29th at the Old Township Hall.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Then, more complicated one. So we've got, I believe it was Supervisor Rusnick who had conflicts on the 22nd and the 29th, right?
That's correct.
And so, or the 20, or whatever it was. So we're looking to move it to June the 29th, which is a Monday. And we would like to have it start at 4 o'clock at the administrative offices. Now, that is a big change, but it's still something, if we post in advance, we can do that, right, Chad?
Sure, yes,
Yep.
that's correct.
So we're proposing that we hold it rather than a morning meeting on would it be the 26th? We would hold it on the afternoon of June 29th.
Are you talking like 4 o'clock?
Yeah.
4 is fine.
To bring our
okay?
got our
Yeah,
pillows
it's
to
great.
sleep over, or gonna bring pillows for a sleepover?
Nobody's bringing food, he said.
I will treat you to dinner.
Well, because normally our exec meetings run 3-4 hours, so.
So you want to do it at 4 o'clock, you say?
I believe that would be a good starting time.
Okay, well, this is also going to affect staff, so
We're fine.
Larry, Tom,
They've all told me that it's okay.
okay.
So move it to June 29th. I can do that.
at 4 PM at the administrative offices.
Okay, you also have to give Andrew a heads up depending on what's on the agenda.
He knows too. He's
Okay.
Okay.
Anybody I'm missing?
Chad's okay with it too.
Yeah, I've approved.
Yes.
Chad's approved it. All right, so it'll be the 29th.
Okay,
All
thank
right,
you.
So I need a motion to change these dates.
I'll move to change the May date of the executive meeting to the 29th at the Old Town Hall located in the Township Administrative Property Area
That will still be at 8 o'clock.
at 8 o'clock.
8 AM, yep.
And then move the June 29th, or the June executive meeting to the 29th of June at 4 o'clock.
And that,
Pat's bringing food.
And I'll bring food.
Food, oh boy.
I'll second.
all right, motion's made second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right, that
Thank you.
adds, that takes care of our agenda. We now have open time. Now we have some students here.
I thought
Wanna
they're giving
comment?
speeches.
What's that?
I thought they're giving speeches. Isn't that what you told
They
me?
said they were ready.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Open time? Anytime you can talk to anything, about anything you want.
Speak up.
Running dogs off leashes. Come on, there's got to be something.
No, they've been behaving. They put up signs in the park.
All right,
All right.
going once, going twice. All right, now I'm going to have to ask, because your students here, you might want to bring your papers up now because we're going to have to clear the room. We're going to go into closed session with the attorney, which means we can't have the public involved.
Correct.
So if you guys want to come up, we can sign your papers.
Take a quick recess, Mr. Chair?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take one.
Thanks. Here you go. Great speech.
Yes, sir. You bet. Like those short ones.
Good luck.
Guys.
I see we have some residents in the back. Do you were just coming to just observe or?
Yeah, we're here to observe. I'm the new precinct 1 chair, and she's actually running for FD 36. So
Oh, okay.
just here to kind of watch and learn. And
How'd we do?
Learn.
Do we get a grade?
Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Yep, good night.
Good night.
Thanks, folks.
What's that?
What is she running for?
Was it Scoop or SD, she said?
I didn't get it.
I didn't get it either.
I don't know.
We'll ask Patrick. Maybe he can inform us.
Well, I can support Ramsey County on things that don't cost me money.
No.
Closed session, Chad.
Sure. The purpose of this closed session is discuss ongoing litigation regarding 2 assessment appeals on Allen Lane. Anderson Lane, thank you, jeez.
Well, one's got to be Pat.
Well.
Hold on, let me make sure we're off.
Session, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So do I have to, one of
have
us?
to make- you have
have
to
to
make
Someone
that?
has to make, you have to make
I'll
the
do
motion
that.
to go into
There's
closed
2
session.
properties on Anderson Lane,
Anderson Lane, yes.
and they're just going to discuss the disputes.
Yes.
And then we'll go into second closed session after that, or do we do them both at the
Okay,
same
so-
time?
Do them both at the same time.
So the other one, are we going to talk about the?
Yes, we're going to talk about,
Okay, I'll do both at the same time.
yeah, but we'll talk about them after we get in the, we know we're in closed session.
Did you get a first and a second?
I didn't
We
hear.
haven't done it yet.
We haven't done it yet.
Yeah. Oh, we can do it now?
Yes.
I'll move to go into closed session to discuss 2 property disputes on Anderson Lane and also to discuss the ongoing litigation with the White Bear Lake fire contract.
I'll second.
Motion made second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
10.
Okay, make a motion to come out of closed session where we discussed two property disputes on Anderson Lane and the fire service contract with White Bear Lake.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
That motion carries. All right, Chad, you want to give an overlay or a synopsis or a?
That the board did provide the town attorney direction as to responses to the two property owners on Anderson Lane regarding their assessment disputes. And we simply, the town attorney provided the board with a update on the litigation involving the fire contract dispute with White Bear Lake.
All right. Item 12, I need a motion to receive agenda materials and supplements.
So moved?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And then I need a motion to adjourn at 8:51.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, aye, aye.
Thanks, folks. Everything can stay up.